Here we're working on a 2011 Polaris Ranger today, and I'm just making this video to show some apparently common problems and I guess quality issues with these that I was never aware of. This is my first time working on one of these, although I worked on many other Polaris products throughout the years. And first of all, I want to show you how low of hours this is. Otherwise, you may not believe me when I say. So you see it only has 675 hours on it. And when I looked in the owner's manual, there was a lot of writing of things that had been replaced at the 375 hour mark, which is nothing. If that doesn't ring a bell with you, that's very low hours. So we're talking a very low hour machine, not much over 10 years old, and it's probably going to shock you, some of the things you see here. So up here in front, working on replacing a few things, but here's a bad tie rod end. And it's kind of hard to see in this video, but it is loose. I can feel it. It's rocking back and forth. The boots on these are just paper thin. You know, you might say, oh, maybe a stick jumped up and punched that out, or a chunk of scrap metal from the road, but I mean, all the way around, these things are just paper thin, so these are really poor quality. Again, under 700 hours on this thing. The lower ball joint is bad. I mean, it's not atrocious, but it's pretty bad for, again, such a low hour machine. Okay, click, 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 click. Should not be happening on a machine with under 700 hours. It's, again, not much over 10 years old. And the person that uses this doesn't abuse it. They don't even use it for farm work, I would argue. They use it for more yard work, just moving leaves and things. So, oh, by the way, the whole reason that this came in here, or that the other side is apart, is replacing the front CV axle, because the CV axle on the front driver's side is bad, loose, and has a destroyed boot. The two rears were already replaced around the 400 hour mark. I saw that written down. This side, I actually haven't checked the ball joint, but I did have to replace the tie rod end on this side. It was very bad. I'll see if I have that around here somewhere to show you, but it was dangerously bad, I guess I'd argue, to where it was about to come off while driving. So watch those. We'll check the ball joint while we're down here. I'm not seeing looseness on that side, so that's good. Okay. The belt was bad, so had to put a new belt on. Let me show you the old one. There's the old belt, factory Polaris belt. Again, I know this thing's been used, but oh my gosh, I've had snowmobiles with 4,000 or 5,000 miles on them that had the factory Polaris or Yamaha or you know, belts still on them, Kawasaki belts still on them, and the belt was worn but didn't shred. So not impressed with their belts. The air box, if you want to check the air filter, you say, oh, it's great, there's quick clips, but no, it's quick clip there. The other quick clip is down here. See if I can get the camera in there. Where when this cover's on for the belt, you have to get your hand in like this and try to flick that thing, and then when you go to reinstall it, this little arm is down behind here, and you need needle nose pliers to reinstall it, so it's kind of pointless to have a quick clip. And from an engineering standpoint, why would they have not rotated this, you know, 30 degrees so that clip was out here and easy to get to, and that one was over here? Just doesn't make any sense. I just don't know what Polaris was thinking when they made these things. But there's just a lot of things like that that are just poor quality and should not be going bad already. Let me show you something else on the tailgate. And this I've actually heard complaints about. So, the way these latches are, let me see if I can remember. Oh, I know what the complaint is. If you put the tailgate down and then you go to dump the bed, the tailgate falls off. It's at just the right angle. Yeah. Okay, because the way they have the quick disconnect, it lines up perfectly when the bed is dumping, so the tailgate falls off. Why would you do that? I don't know. I mean, just things like this that I just do not understand what Polaris is thinking. All right. And lastly, I'm gonna put this tailgate back up. Again, I should not be having, I don't know what I'm having problems with, but I shouldn't be having problems. Okay, it's 2011, 600 hours, 700 hours. Lastly, I will tell you that they do not use good quality tires from the factory. Let's see if I can find the spot. I don't know if you can see it, there's a bad crack there and a bad crack there. Don't look like they're from damage from debris, they're just cracks. And maybe you think, oh, well, maybe someone swapped those tires on. You know, maybe they're old. No, they're not. They're factory design. I looked it up. They're factory spec'd out tires. And you can even check the DOT code right here, 33rd week of 2013. These tires are not even 10 years old yet. They're not even when the DOT says you should have to replace your tires. And they have 2 cracks. This one has 2 cracks in it that are, I would argue, dangerous. I mean, they're very, very bad cracks. They're not just hairline cracks. There's probably more on this thing, but I'm just gonna stop the video here. At this point, wow, I don't think I could ever buy one of these after working on them. I was neutral on them. Had a Polaris snowmobile years ago. I have a Polaris 4-wheeler that's much older than this, and then no complaints, but after working on this Ranger, I don't think I would ever buy one. I'm not excited to see how this thing is running in 10 more years from now. So that's my video on Polaris Rangers.